Good evening, guys, and happy Tuesday to all of your sunshiny faces. I realized, guys, I don't know if I'm going to have a Meyer haul for you guys tomorrow or not. I was working on the list today, and the app was acting weird. I got through like a little portion of it, but I didn't finish it entirely. So I still have to finish that anyway. But I don't know if we're going tomorrow because Jack and my dad have football practice now every day, like after the kids actually, I believe they officially start school tomorrow. It was so funny too because the school posted a funny little like 'twas the night before Christmas, but was 'twas the night before school kind of thing. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. Like, it was all about like the new things too that they did to improve the school. Like, I guess that they actually remodeled all the bathrooms, which was hilarious because literally earlier this week, me and Jack were just talking about which ones when we went to school were the best like bathrooms in the school. And it was normally the ones that were like in the newer part of the school because our school's like over 100 years old, well over 100 years old, but it's just the main building is 3 stories of the main building. Then they like built up around it over the years, but it was originally like 19 maybe 10. No, I don't even think it was 1910 because I would have been in school then when it was 100 years old. I want to say it was like either like 1905 or like something like that, or even like maybe 18 something. Like it'd have to have been like 1890 something, but I want to say it was maybe like 1905, 1902, something like that. My freshman year would have been in 2010, and I know that we didn't celebrate like the 100-year anniversary when I was a freshman. So like I said, I think that it would probably have been a few years, like the single digits of the 1900s that the school was actually built. But that is just like the official, like you can still kind of tell what part was the main building. But then they, like I said, like built up around it. And then even since I graduated, they ended up building on, and even since Matthew graduated, actually, I think it was Jack's maybe his freshman year or something like that, or maybe his junior year. I actually think it might have been when they were in lockdown. They were building on a second story to one of the like parts of the school, but that was sometime I think during when Jack was in school. But anyways, we were talking about the best bathrooms in the school, and the older ones though were like normally the worst ones that were part of like the old like school building. But I think that they might have just remodeled them, which I thought was really funny because like I said, they were posting about that and like all the, you know, stuff that they were doing over the summer to like, you know, upgrade the school to, you know, kind of move along with like the other part that has been added on, like the second story to the one part of the building, which was already a new addition, like it was newer to the school. And it's funny too because I went to preschool there at the school, and it was when they still had, there was an elementary school that was like right next to the high school, and it was part of the school though. They had like the early learning center, which was where like the high school kids got to like help in like a preschool class, and I was in the preschool class. And it was funny because my teacher was actually my mom's teacher when she went to school there, and then when I was in high school she substituted for some of our classes. Like she'd retired by that point, but she was still a substitute, and I thought that was really cool that when I was in high school. Also too, me and my mom actually did have the same science teacher when we were in middle school. Science teacher that we had, he was like maybe his first or second year of like teaching when my mom was in school, and he retired the year that I had him in 7th grade. And then his wife was also teaching math, and my mom had her. I never had her, but she would. I had class in her room like for math, but it wasn't her that taught it, it was a different teacher, but she was sometimes like in the room and stuff like that. And so I think I ended up asking her, like, you know, or told her like, you had my mom as math, you know. And I told my science teacher too, because it was a husband and wife that ended up teaching like science and math. But I think she went on to teach a few more years after he retired. But like I said, I thought that's really funny. And you know, again too, the same thing with the preschool teacher that my mom had, is like she did like different home ec classes. And so then again too, like she did the early learning center, which I don't think they had when my mom was in school, but then like I said, when I was in preschool they had it, and my mom signed me up for it to go there. And when I was in high school she was still substituting, which I thought was really cool. So anyways, yeah, so the school, they start tomorrow, but Jack and my dad will have, you know, like I said, football practice during this week. They have, you know, it like every day after school, and I think I'm not entirely sure, but I think I told you guys yesterday, I believe that the first like official scrimmage type game is tomorrow, or not tomorrow, on Friday, and I have to go to record for that. It's not an official game, but it's not like the scrimmages they had over the summer. It will be more of an official game, but it's not an official game that counts towards the record. Plus they're not doing kickoffs and stuff like that. So I don't know entirely when we're going to be going to the grocery store, but it is going to be different than the way that we've been doing it recently. And again too, I don't know if possibly tomorrow like me and my mom are going to go, or me and my dad would go maybe over the weekend, or like, yeah, I don't know. But it's, again, weird now because football's starting, and if they don't have anything though on Friday, and it's not this week that they're starting and it's the following week that they have it, then we'll be fine. But I think I remember my dad being like, oh, it's in 3 weeks from the last scrimmage that they had, which would be this week. So again, I think that's probably what it is, but I'll have to figure out when we're going to the grocery stores and stuff like that, when I'll have the grocery hauls, and then we have to kind of get back to like a normal schedule and figure out what that normal schedule is going to be and what it's going to look like because of football. But also guys, we did not paint today, me and Jack, because he had a meeting with one of the I don't know, not staff, but like to be put on as staff for the high school. So like, I don't know if it's like HR, you know, like one of the hiring people or something like that. Like the football coach hired Jack, then he has to go to through the school to like become like an official coach, like, you know, do all the background check stuff, you know, things like that. So he ended up having to go to that today, and it was like right during the day when it was like too late. It was like still too early to have tried to do like paint before, and it was too late to have then tried to paint afterwards because then he had football. So it didn't end up really working out today, but tomorrow we're hoping to finish painting the room like the regular color, then paint the closet, at least one coat on there. Then my cousin ended up getting us the quotes for doing the floors in here, and they're gonna do the trim in here as well. And then in the other room, they're doing the floors, they're doing the trim, they're doing the ceiling, patching the 2 holes, the one that we made and the other hole that we did not make, that's in the ceiling. And then they're also going to paint the ceiling so that we don't have to. And it came in at a pretty reasonable quote, which is really cool. So again, we've got that stuff too now that we're throwing in on top of football as well, which is a little bit, you know, like a lot going on. In addition to that too, they're probably going to, my dad keeps going back and forth with the, oh well, we might not need you to move out of this room until they finish that room, and then I can move from this room to the other room. Like they might just work on that one room and get all the stuff done, and then move into this room and then get all the stuff done in here. But regardless though, me and Jack still have to paint in here. So like, we might have to move me in there, or move me back in here, then move like out of here like officially. But again too, my dad was like, I'll see if I can, you know, like what they want to do, if they want to do both rooms at the same time and have access to both rooms, or do they care like if we wait and then do this room like maybe slightly after it. But they're giving us, like they gave us, the way they wrote up the quote was like to do both sort of at the same time and not like one and the other, like separately. So again, that's a little bit, I don't want to say confusing, but it's a little like we have now extra stuff, I guess, that we kind of have to do and get done, and it's just, oh, it's a lot because I don't know where all of my things are going, and I have a lot of things and a lot of stuff in my room. Like just looking at my desk, I'm like, I don't even know where to put this stuff in the living room. Like, you know, it seems like so much. I feel like once I get going through some of the stuff and start putting things, I mean, here's the other thing though, guys, is my stuff is very organized. Like, I mean, I have like organizers on my desk, like all that kind of stuff. There is not like pens sitting out on my desk. I have 0 pens and like markers or like anything like that that just like sit out on my desk, you know? So it's not like a disorganized kind of mess. It's just, it's a lot of stuff kind of mess that has to be kind of gone through and just kind of, you know, and figure out how to store some of that stuff as well. So like I said, it's not really the problem of like I have to clean, and then, you know, it's more of a problem of I have to figure out where to put the things that I have. So anyways, that's gonna be fun over the next, you know, weeks, or so, week, 2 weeks. I don't know how long it's gonna take, guys. I'm kind of freaking out now that they've got us the quote already, and I'm like, okay, we're not done with the other room painting it right now even, and then we have to still paint this room, and then we have to, you know, we just have to do all the things, and not to mention all the stuff in my room that has to get done, which I'm like, I might need somebody's help just to get me motivated to do it. Like if Jack came in here and he just started going through my stuff and was like, okay, let's start putting this stuff in boxes, I could like, you know, direct him kind of, I guess maybe a little bit of like, okay, this stuff should probably all stay together, you know, and he might see that too and be helpful. But right now when I look at it, I'm like, I don't know where this is supposed to go. I don't know what my stuff is supposed to be doing, you know, like, where it's supposed to go, or, you know, like I said, what I'm supposed to do with it, or, you know, like how to pack it up, like all that kind of stuff. But I feel like if there's another set of eyes, like that's looking at my stuff for it being my stuff and not me looking at it being like it's mine, you know, like it might be easier if, like I said, I have more of like a fresh pair of eyes in here to help me with this. But anyways, I'm gonna take a shower and get to bed, so I'll see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.